Jamal, we saw them waive Wayne Simmons. My understanding is he's skating with some of the guys at the MasterCard Arena, and he has not reported to the Marlies. Not sure if he will. But would you have kept him around just in case you needed him to go out there and maybe talk to a few people that might be potentially taking liberties on star players, or are the Leafs far past that now?
That's a tough one. I think that, there's something to be said about having a person like that around. I think that the Rangers have shown that it works. But you have to be able to play. And if they've made the determination that he can't play, or they don't think he can play, or they don't want him to play in their fourth line, they're reconfiguring it, then that's the philosophical choice they're making. Having said that, that's also a choice that you hope that no one is running around, taking liberties on your better players. So time will tell. But I know that, I don't know Wayne personally, but by all accounts, he's a quality person, has had an amazing career. Obviously still believes he has some hockey left and is healthy. And hopefully he ends up playing somewhere this year.
Well, whose job is it to get that team ready to play in Montreal last night? Like Kipper was saying off the top that, Sheldon's got to know for this group. He's got to know that this is a trend that they kind of, let down their guard against lesser teams. I was saying the players, where do you fall on the line for whose job it is to have that team ready to go last night?
Well, if this is a team with designs to win Stanley Cups, those teams do it themselves. It's not the coach. It's the players. And, I don't know the room as intimately as you guys do, but, Kipper knows this. You need friction. You need guys who ruffle feathers, who shake the tree, who get under people's skin. And I'm talking about your own teammates. It doesn't always have to be nice. And you can get on people. And that uncomfortableness is what allows teams to grow. And unfortunately, it's the truth, is that you need some of that, not nice people around sometimes to call people out, to get people playing the right way. And, I think it's very important. Any team that I've been on that's had success, that's won, you have some of that. You have people like that aren't afraid to speak up. And I think that honesty is needed in winning teams.
Talking to Jamal Mayers. He's got 915 NHL games behind him when he speaks of that. And that may be the biggest concern I also have last night, to your point, is that it just didn't appear that there was anyone on the Toronto Maple Leafs willing to pull themselves and their teammates into that fight that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because I'll give you an example. You look at the Edmonton Oilers, and I forget who it was, but someone took a pretty, what was deemed a careless penalty at the end of, I believe, the first period.
Darnell Nurse.
And I remember watching it going, and people were saying that was a silly penalty or a stupid penalty. And I'm like,
Elliot
that's
Friedman.
exactly what they needed. That's exactly what they needed.
You went against Elliot Friedman?
Anthony Stewart said that too. He agreed with you, Jamal.
So, you know what? They're about to lose the hockey game. So you like that. You like that emotion. And you'll kill those penalties all day long. And he did it on purpose to get the attention of his team so that they can have an emotional attachment to the hockey game, and things turned around because of that. Having the temperature of the room, having the temperature of what's going on is important. And the reality is that they needed to do that. And that's something that I'm sure Darnell had to grow into as a leader. But Kipper, I'm telling you, without that, I don't think they win that hockey game.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent point that you just brought up. I think I watched Obey Kubel go through the crease probably with about 13 minutes left in the hockey game. Didn't he cut in hard on Jake Allen last night? And I'm like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you like that.
It's good. I mean, didn't really lead to anything, but maybe in the first period, or a little bit more of a push that suggests that I'm willing to get my nose dirty here and who else is with me, and follow that up with another, borderline or edgy type of situation. But there was no emotion. To your point, off of Darnell Nurse's penalty, there just never was any emotional attachment to the Leafs last night against Montreal in a season opener. I found that baffling.
Yeah, I would even argue that it's not Darnell Nurse's job. It's guys like you and me. That's our job. It's our job, fourth-line guys, third-line guys. It's their job to figure it out in the first 5 minutes that we don't have it. This isn't good. This isn't good enough. We got to go out there and do something to get our teammates' attention. And then when we do, we can go down the line and look down. Is anybody else going to be playing tonight, or what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
And those things, and we both played with guys that would do that with 5 minutes left. Give me a break. I don't care if you did it with 5 minutes left. Do it in the first period when we needed it. Like, do it when we still have a chance to win this hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that they were surprised by Montreal on opening night, that's unacceptable. I put it on the players, some of it on the coaches too, but I put it on the players to not let these things happen. Like, this team is not getting to the next level if they don't have that authentic, honest, real conversation where they're willing to have some friction in the room. And it's not out there fighting each other. It's just accountability to each other and a standard that you set as a group.
What's interesting, Mersey, is like in hearing you talk about that and looking at the Leafs lineup, like you can see a scenario where this team could be not fun to play if they're really good and their power play's clicking and you're chasing them all around. But if you're in a close game with that, they could be a fun team to play, right? I mean, there's not a lot of angry people, not a lot of mean people. It's a good hockey team. But do you think it's a problem? Do you think you need to have some ill temperament somewhere in the lineup?
Well, every team has to have a catalyst that pulls you into the fight, right? Whether it's one of your better players, and I believe that Landeskog does that for Colorado. He'll pull the team into the fight. It's not about fighting. Don't get me wrong. Has nothing to do with fighting. It has to do with, who was a good guy at doing this? Was Doug Weight. And really? Doug Weight would, when we weren't playing well, would go around and hit guys. And I remember thinking, what is he doing? Well, he recognized, we weren't playing well. He was upset. So he was going to run around a little bit for a couple of shifts. And then I'll tell you what happened. It got the attention of our entire team because they're like, what is he doing? He's going to get hurt. That's our job.
Yeah.
And so there's something to be said for, it has nothing to do with fighting. It has to do exactly what you're talking about, is being emotionally invested into the hockey game and pulling people into the fight when they don't feel like it, for whatever reason.
You know who
got to have guys.
Yeah,